What's good? It's your boy Jay, that's me. Let's discuss AEW Dynamite from January the 17th, 2024. This show, in my honest opinion, was a mixed bag show. It was a mixed bag of a show. It was like a roller coaster, ups and downs, twists and turns. That's what this show was like. Tony Khan is really going to have to put pen to paper and accelerate this thing. He's got 6.5 weeks left until Revolution. Tony Khan's got to do something quick, fast, and hurry. So, let's go ahead and get into the review. So we kicked the show off with the first match of the night, that being Christian Cage versus Dustin Rhodes for the AEW TNT Championship. So, Christian Cage wins via the kill switch. It took 2 kill switches and a spear to put away Dustin Rhodes. This match went on forever, when this match should have easily went on for no more than about 7 minutes. I'm going to say this, with all due respect to Dustin Rhodes, but Dustin Rhodes is like Tommy Dreamer. It's time for him to hang up the boots and to become a backstage producer. It's just time. I mean, it makes 0 sense. This match went on forever, and I was just like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? Stuff like this is very annoying. And what makes it worse is that Edge didn't even get involved in the post-match angle. There was no post-match angle. So, Edge is being relegated to Collision, which is not good. Collision is just the second coming of Rampage. I don't get it. I feel bad for Edge. I really do. But Edge and Christian, they don't need the TNT Championship to continue their feud. They just don't. So, I don't know why. But it is what it is. So, also, Luchasaurus and Kill Switch and Nip Wayne tried to get involved in the match, but Dustin Rhodes was able to fight both of them off. So, there's that. Moving on. So, Swerve Strickland, he's backstage with Renee Paquette. And, Swerve says that he's laser focused on the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And it doesn't matter if it's Samoa Joe or Hook, his eyes are on it. Swerve also has his eyes on Hangman. Despite the amount of impressive challengers Hangman has beaten when he was champion, like Kenny Omega, Danielson, and others, Swerve said that he's beaten Hangman twice, and he has no reason to do it again. So this is fine. This makes sense. Again, I don't know why people want a third match between Swerve and Hangman. It just doesn't make any sense. Again, if they would have done maybe like a 2 out of 3 falls match, I think that would have been fine. But they didn't. And where do you go from here? You know, what's the story going forward? What's the story? And I feel like they messed up bad by, booking what should have been the feud ender as a second match. The Texas Death Match should have been the end to their feud. And realistically, how the hell can the feud continue? Like, when you do what they did, how could there really be a third match? Like, realistically, like, what third match could they do to top what they did in their second match? I can't think of anything right now. I can't. That's why I said it would have been better for them to do maybe like a second regular match, have Hangman get his W back, and then they do the third and final one at Revolution or whatever, and then that's how the feud ends. I don't know. But it is what it is. What's done is done. Moving on. So, Renee Paquette, she's backstage with Chris Jericho, and Jericho comes out to a good ovation. So, at least the rumors and stuff are dying down, which is great. So, we're not going to talk about that shit, but if you know, you know. So, Chris Jericho says that his previous win over Tenosuke Takeshita doesn't mean anything because he's out for revenge after Takeshita cost him the titles on Saturday night. So Matt Sydal, he comes out of the blue. What the hell? And he says that he knows Jericho too well, and he needs to fight someone who he's already beaten. Who's already beaten him. Chris Jericho says that he was born to do this. A play on words when Matt Sydal was Evan Bourne back in WWE all those years ago. I believe he stayed in there from, maybe I think 06, maybe like 2010, something like that, 2010, 2012. I believe it was, something like that. And they're going to have their match on Rampage. And I'm just like, oh my God, what the fuck? How the mighty have fallen. Chris Jericho on Rampage? Oof. Not good. Not good. And I didn't watch the street fight that they had at Battle of the Belts this past Saturday. I didn't watch it. Battle of the Belts is non-existent. It's not really all that important. It's unimportant. Like, you don't need to go of your way at all to even watch it. It's pointless. I don't know. It seems like the match would have been better if it would have been on like Collision, but it didn't happen like that. So it is what it is. Moving on. So Orange Cassidy and Trent versus Commander and Penta. One of the best friends is injured, and then Rey Fenix is injured. So that's how we got this crazy tag match. So, Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta, they get the win. So, there's that. They win, I think, via the Strong Zero for the 1, 2, 3. So, post-match, the Undisputed Kingdom, they come out. They hit the ring. They're about to circle the ring. So Roderick does he does orange. So Roderick Strong tells Orange Cassidy that he's keeping the belt warm from him. And he begins to taunt Orange Cassidy and everything else, and tells him to take his shades off, like I'm in the eyes and all that jazz. And Orange Cassidy wants to face Roderick Strong right here and now, but he declines that offer, and he says instead that he's going to face him on Sunday, March 3rd at Revolution. And I'm just like, this is some dumbass shit. Why would you do a long, drawn-out storyline with Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong. For what? You have about 6 weeks to build it. For what? The International Championship is not that sought after. It's not even that prestigious. So who cares? It's just a work rate title. Like, that's all it is. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, you could do this on, like, Collision or next week's Dynamite or what have you. But in order just for them to just do this nonsense for another 6 weeks is pointless. It's dumb as shit. I don't get it. I really don't. And they could have just jumped Trent and Orange Cassidy. They could have just dumped him, but they didn't. So, moving on. So, Renee Paquette, she's backstage with Hangman Adam Page. Hangman says there isn't anything that appreciated the title more than he did. Hangman doesn't want to just win the championship. He wants to make it his and keep it there. Hangman says that Swerve thinks about him a lot, and he doesn't think about him at all. Hangman says that he only cares about Samoa Joe or Hook and not Swerve. So again, this is a waste of time. I don't understand it. What they might do at Revolution is maybe a triple threat. So probably Hangman, Swerve, and Joe at Revolution would be fine. That's probably where all signs point to anyway. Moving on. So we get a really, really good, emotional, heartfelt moment. So Mark Briscoe comes out. He brings out the entire Briscoe family. He gets on the mic and he asks South Carolina what's good. Mark represents the baddest tag team in the history of the planet, Them Boys. So, Them Boys chant broke out, and then he says, tragically, 1 year ago, Jay Briscoe passed away in a car accident. And then he said that Jay's daughters and Mark's nieces were in the car as well. Mark said that the medics told his older daughter that his older niece that she would never walk again, but here she is, which is a blessing. And then the Briscoe family showed on stage, and I got kind of emotional. I shed a couple tears on that one. I'm not gonna hold you guys up. That was powerful. I'm not gonna hold you guys up. That was powerful. I did shed some tears on that one. That was really, really powerful. Like, damn, like that tugged at my heartstrings. I was like, oof. I was like, wow. It was oof. It was emotional. It was emotional. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I definitely, shed some tears on that one. I did. I'm not gonna hold you guys up. I did. And then after that, we got a video package of the Briscoes. So, that was great. So hopefully Tony Khan will push Mark Briscoe and actually use him. And that's what needs to happen. So, moving on from that, Renee Paquette, she's backstage with the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks correct her and tell her to call them by their God-given names, Nicholas and Matthew Jackson. They're the EVPs. They need to start taking this job more serious. What would Renee do to protect her family? That's what the Bucks did to protect their baby in regards to the rumors out there about them. The Bucks lost their way. Toxicity kept the locker room. The Bucks spent too much time relying on yesterday's self-serving superstars. This isn't about Sting, because Sting is great. Sting is the last of the dying breed, and the image of Sting isn't in line with what they wanted for the company. Unfortunately, they'll be saying goodbye to Sting in they'll have to pull some strings. So, this is okay. Again, I'm not a fan of the Young Bucks at all. I'm just not. But it does make sense. So, we'll see where it goes, I guess. But again, I'm not really excited for this. Moving on. 6-man tag team action. So it was the Bullet Club Gold, which is the Guns and Switchblade Jay White versus the Mogul Embassy, featuring Brian Cage, Tully Leon, and Bishop Khan for the ROH 6-man World Tag Team Championships. So the Acclaim, they help the Gun Club win. They help the Bullet Club Gold win. So who cares? I mean, it's not really that important. It's just nonsense. I feel bad for Jay White. I really do. Jay White has just had an awful time in AEW ever since he lost to MJF. I don't get it. I really don't. He would have been better off going to WWE. He would have. Or at least just keep him on Collision as a singles guy. I think that'd be okay. Moving on. Oh, post-match, the Acclaim, they stood on the stage. And Anthony Bowens alters the scissors fingers to the Bullet Club Gold. So, who cares about that lame shit? Moving on. So, Adam Cole, he's backstage. He cut a promo about how we hadn't even scratched the surface on what Wardlow is capable of. And he'll go down as the most dominant wrestler in AEW history. And then Wardlow says, boom. And I'm just like, oh my God. This is so dumb and stupid. Moving on. Anna Jay versus Deonna Purrazzo. Deonna Purrazzo wins via the Venus de Milo, which I do like. That's a really good finish. So, Toni Storm was on commentary. So post-match, Deonna Purrazzo gets on the mic and says she doesn't know what's gotten into Toni Storm, but they've known each other for a long time, and they used to be like sisters. But it's clear when she arrived in AEW that she's changed, but so has she. She may have been friends with Deonna Purrazzo, but she's never met the Virtuosa. And then Storm gets on Luther's shoulders and says, if you want to get technical, technically she's an artificially canned hag, and her past it's none of Deonna's concern, and she ought to get right in that ring and sock her in her box. But for now, she's gonna just have to watch out for the shoe. And then Toni chucks one of her shoes at Deonna Purrazzo, and then she dips out. So this is pretty good. I enjoyed this. So I'm guessing they're gonna build up to a match between the two at Revolution, which is fine, but that's a little bit long for me. That's a little bit too long for me, if we're being honest. I don't know. But we'll see. It's an interesting 6 weeks ahead. But Thomas Toni Storm, she fucking rules. Moving on. Then we had work rate bullshit, which was Private Party, Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn versus Top Flight, Dante and Darius Martin. So, Private Party, they get the win. And Mark Quinn had his foot on the rope. So, they might be turning Private Party heel, which I don't understand why. It's dumb. It's just dumb as shit. Moving on from that nonsense. So, we get a video package from Darby Allin and Sting in the tag match against Ricky Starks and W. Morrissey, a.k.a. Big Bill. I think it takes place on Collision. I'm not sure. I don't know. Who gives a shit? Main event, Samoa Joe versus Hook, AEW Championship. So, Samoa Joe chokes out Hook, and Hook puts up a good little fight. He's able to attempt to lock in the red rum, but Joe dodges that, and he puts him in the clutch, and Hook goes to sleep, basically. There was one spot in the match where Hook did what he knows called the muscle buster, kicking out at one, which was not a good look. I don't like that at all. Not a good look. There's also one spot in the match where Joe hit the powerbomb on the apron, which Hook sold very, very well. So that was good. So, but post-match, Samoa Joe does another muscle buster. Hook gets up, and then Samoa Joe is about to go for another one, but Hangman Page comes out and makes the save. And then he has a little stare down with Joe, but then Swerve's in the mix as well. He's in the crowd. And so there's like a three-way stare down. And then Swerve and Joe, they leave. And then Hangman, he sticks around, he checks on Hook. And then Hook heads up the ramp, and he shrugs. And then that was the show. So this makes sense, I guess. What they're going to do, I guess. It makes sense. Like I said, triple threat match. That's fine. That's the best way to go about it anyway. So you can kind of kill two birds with one stone. Again, I hope that Samoa Joe has a decent reign as champion, maybe like a 4-month reign. So maybe to like Double or Nothing in May. So a good 5-month reign would be great. So hopefully they go down that route. But AEW was okay for the most part. It could have been better though. Again, most of the matches were not good. They felt like dark matches and matches you would see on Collision. The Jay Briscoe stuff by Mark Briscoe was tremendous. I love that. That was excellent stuff there. But other than that, and the Young Bucks giving their explanation as to why they turned heel, that was pretty good. But they got to do more than do what they're doing with, one wearing a white suit, the other one wearing a black suit. They got to do better than that. They're going to have to. I don't know. But what do you guys think of AEW? Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.